Quick question, why is it some of the seasons of Kamen Rider that involve food themes are surprisingly dark? Three come to mind, actually, but I'm only going to focus on one. No, I'm so serious. Let me explain. No, I'm so serious about this. All three seasons of Kamen Rider that dealt with food have been dark in their own rights. Kamen Rider Gaim, even though it dealt with fruits, it got more biblical than anything because of the way the story was written. It wasn't as bloody, but people still got messed up. Then, of course, there's the season that came out on Amazon, I'm serious, called Amazon Riders. It had 2 seasons in the movie, and it dealt with creatures called Amazons. I'm saying Amazon a lot. Anyway, dealt with these creatures that couldn't process proteins like a normal human being. So unfortunately, in order to get said proteins to process like that, they would have to eat people. And, well, you can already imagine how messed up that was. This season was not for kids. Now, the current season of Kamen Rider Gavv, actually talks about addiction, as well as, well, other dark topics that you don't really get seen brought to light most of the time. So, Kamen Rider Gavv is interesting because it tells the tale of 2 species, humans and Granutes. Granutes are creatures that live in a parallel dimension from us that live just like us. Their normal lives are basically shopping, eating, sleeping, kind of like we do, except the only difference is they have 2 mouths, one up here and one on their stomachs. The one on their stomachs are called Gavvs, G-A-V-V, if you would. What does this have to do with Shuma? Well, Shuma is half human, half Granite. When he was born with 2 mouths, one on his face and one on his mouth, on his stomach, of course. But he was born human because his mother was human and she was abducted and brought to their world by the current CEO and his father of Stomach Industry, well, the Stomach Company. Yeah, I know that's kind of weird. Their last names are actually Stomach too, but we're just going to glass past that. What does this have to do with Shuma? Well, you see, the creatures, or should I say the Granutes, they have been invading our world, and every time they come, people go missing. Because you find out that the Stomach Company has been abducting people with the sending part-timers over with their Gavvs to capture humans. To do that, it's like they release tendril-like tongues from their secondary mouths that capture people, compress them into small little toy-like figures, well, more like presses, and then they take them back to their world. The more people that they extract with higher quality of emotions, the better the dark candies are. Dark candies are their drugs. They sell these on the black market. Apparently, these things are so delicious that they bribe their employees to actually work for these snacks. The better the people you bring, the better the quantity, the more dark candies you receive. Shuma was always locked away with his mother because his siblings hated him. His father would abuse him, and his great uncle would always experiment onto him, especially around his Gavv, because the other siblings had the ability to use their own base powers as well as summon minions from their stomach Gavvs and basically do what they need to. Shuma could not do that, or at least they thought he could. After their father passed away, the other siblings got tired of Shuma. Well, they were already hated him anyway because he was basically impure, and his mother did not need to be there. In fact, they were on the whole idea that humans are ingredients. They're cattle. They don't mean a damn thing to us. So getting rid of you and mom, it's not even a problem. So when they tried to compress Shuma, just like they would compress any other human, it didn't work. Unfortunately, his mother wasn't lucky, and they compressed her and turned her into a dark candy as well. After that, she came off the conveyor belt, basically just drained, and the oldest sister grabs her and snaps her in front of Shuma, breaking him. Shuma could do nothing but watch, but eventually he was able to escape, and he came to the human world. From there, Shuma has made it his mission to protect everybody now that he has the power to, because down the road in the first episode, he discovers he has the ability, whatever snack he eats, he can create minions from his Gavv. They come off looking like these little plastic toys called Gachizos. They get named that later on down the show. He finds out that his Gavv has the ability to, whatever he puts in there after he eats them, he can create little minions, and he can use them to transform. When he does, he becomes Kamen Rider Gavv. Which is interesting because normally when everybody transforms, certain things of the Kamen Rider suit that people fail to realize is their body is not just encased in armor, it becomes their secondary skin. This is all too literal for Shuma, because when he transforms, even though it looks like a suit, it's actually his flesh. And when people see him, they see a monster. I know it's kind of weird, but it's the way they kind of explain the story, and I'm honestly not upset at it because it's been an interesting show so far. I mean, I'm already like caught up on the most recent episodes at the time of recording, so yeah. What else? Shuma, like I said, after he realized that he can actually fight back against the Granuts, he actually defeats one, but before he does, he gives them the choice. The exact words from the dub that I saw: decide, give up dark candies, or I kill you right here and now. Of course, since dark candies are so addictive, the creature said, I'll just kill you instead. And Shuma literally stomps him out of existence. It's funny because, you know, different type of candies or snacks that Shuma eats, they become a power-up for him. So his base form is based off of actual gummies that he eats. That's why the suit is purple and all types of creative things. But then you find out different types of gummies give him different abilities. Like an orange gummy gives him the boot that he uses for his rider kick, and one that was soda flavor gives him a super arm that allows him to punch through objects. He also gets some other interesting forms down the road too, like potato chips that gives him a dual bladed form, candy like a lollipop and stuff makes him like a giant tank creature, and then chocolate makes him a marksman. I wish I could explain this better, but Anyway, why am I bringing this up? Well, I got this off a token collector not too long ago. I'm not sponsored. I want to be. Seriously, that'd be so cool if I got sponsored. But I'm not in that part of my life yet, so one day. I feel like we would have to sharpen at some point. Ba-da-ba! Kamen Rider Gavv. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. The box this time around... I mean, it's not bad. Just... I don't know, I was expecting something else. Anyway, let's tear into this bad boy, shall we? Of course. Safety first. So, they've already announced that the other two riders are coming from Premium Bandai, so expect me to pre-order those later. The secondary ride, and you know what? I'm not going to spoil those for those that haven't seen the series. Shuma. Don't want to just grab him by the belt, but He doesn't come with anything right now. He only comes with just his hands. Which, honestly, I'm not upset at. But, yeah. He, just like Kamen Rider Gacha Art, he'll get another object depending on a rider that he gets as the secondary rider. So, you know what time it is. Don't fight me, Shuma. Plastic. Ah! Yep, we're good. I had a heart attack. I think I even said one of these days I'm gonna end up breaking one of these figures. But yeah, there's his Gavv. You can see like the tongue, and if you raise, you can actually see the Gachizo in there a little bit. Wish I could shine a light better on him, but yeah. Articulation. The funny thing about it is, the purple parts right here are actually his flesh and the gummy flavors. A little stiffer on the head, but other than that, it's not a bad figure. I'm glad I was able to grab him cheap while I still could. Because if for a second I couldn't find him, because I tried to pre-order him on Amazon, but unfortunately I kind of lost track of time for him. But yeah, the legs actually aren't that bad. The hands, yeah. This is probably going to be on the shorter side, but it's okay. Kamen Rider Gavv, Shuma. I'll wait till part 2, then I'll talk about the secondary rider when he comes. But in the meantime, cheers. Oh, forgive me. After I did all the editing, I thought I'd just come and relax. Didn't realize I kind of drifted. But if you're new here, why don't you subscribe? I have a lot of new content coming down the road. But if you've been here before, here's a random playlist of something I've done and the most recent thing I've done here too. Take care.